Good evening. My name is Alexander Hagan. I am the CEO of a small, medium-sized tech company in Silicon Valley. I have been a financial analyst and a financial journalist, a research engineer, and I filed several patents. That is my credibility. Tonight, I want to speak about YouTube closing VSMRK, this account, a vital site on Libya, dissident voice that all of us looked forward to each day, as it was a literal fire hose of information of all sorts in all sorts of languages. And once again, corporate power beats the little guy, the citizen journalist, and the public interest. The silencing of citizen journalism by corporate control of information. No one can argue that as long as we can remember, the large newspapers and media outlets tended to cheer wars of the states they worked in, usually criticizing the war only after military disaster, huge casualties on their own side, or a major shift in public sentiment, such as in Vietnam and Iraq, and usually long after the damage is done. The voices opposing these forces do not have access to the public and therefore must be carefully protected. Often they are persecuted, even unto this day. As Glen Greenwald has noted, whistleblowers are being more harshly cracked down upon by the Obama administration than any previous administration of modern times, including the Bush administration. The large corporate media outlets have rapid access to each other to obtain permission to republish. The citizen journalist may not even have his request answered, and in the case of news, certainly not in a timely fashion. I myself tried to follow fair use, sampling less than 30 seconds, but how can I refute clear, deliberate disinformation of talking points without playing the talking point? How does one refute propaganda if one is not allowed to even replay it? Certainly our founders of our republic did not intend for such a hostile treatment of opposing points of view. The freedom of the internet is being damaged severely by this type of use of copyright law to silence dissent. Clearly, there's going to be no loss of income by Al Jazeera or BBC or whomsoever by 10 or 11,000 views on YouTube. Additionally, I would have to work until 4 or 5 in the morning when I was editing and composing these videos that had sampling in them. Some of my videos, had I been able to do them when I was fresh, so to speak, would not have sounded like an extremely tired person, which does not hold the audience's attention. In other words, for individuals, it is backbreaking work, like writing a complex techno sampling song every night, when one is fighting hard to release information and points of view by the mainstream media's apparent support for state violence. I recommend for users of YouTube who are political dissidents or political of any nature that they set up 3 accounts. One for risky content they feel is important to republish, one for content they're fairly certain can be republished, and one for content that they themselves are certain they have permission to redistribute. Because after 3 strikes, the user account is permanently shut down. And the process for disputing these strikes is extremely severe, basically impossible. The law that made it possible to suppress dissent in the U.S. was passed under Clinton and called the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. All understood its implications and did not control the large media companies, and even some who were in the large media companies knew this was disastrous for freedom of information and expression, taking more rights from the individuals, yet again, and ceding them to corporations, reinforcing the libertarian argument that absolute power corrupts absolutely, and that we need to strip the federal government of its powers and return them to the communities. Communities that permit greater freedom will have artists and thinkers publish from those communities, and YouTube will be under no obligation to take down their voices. Or a site similar to YouTube, based out of a place that is a beacon of freedom. A law called Fair Use was proposed in 2007 to reduce the land grab of the Digital Millennium Act, but of course never even got out of committee. Please consider voting Libertarian or votes for someone who fights corporate control of technology, medicines, and copyrights. These things should be limited in scope. They should be for the public benefit and perhaps the benefit of the inventor or author themselves, not large corporate behemoths. It is not only impossible to launch a technology startup in many industries without selling out to a behemoth simply because of the insane amount of patents churned out by giants. Thank you, good night, and good luck.